Alright guys, welcome back to From Garage to Gravel. Today we are going to be installing a CB radio in my truck. Now, I just checked this. The mount that is currently in the truck is too small, but what I can do is remove it, cut it in half, and widen the mounts so it fits the CB radio that I have. I tested this. It does power on. Hopefully, once it's installed and hooked up to the antennas and everything else, the microphone, hopefully all that works. I don't know. We will test it along the way. But for now, let's grab some tools. You're going to come sit in the truck with me. We're going to grab some tools here. And we're going to get that mount removed. So that I can cut it and make it just a little wider to fit the new CB radio. Hopefully this is the right size, otherwise I'm going to do more digging. Give me a minute. Alright, come over here. Set you down here on the floor. Maybe see if I can point you guys that way. So, put that in my drill. Man, that thing was in there. Ah, shifter, get out of here. Okay. Alright, here is our mount that we're going to fix here. That's a little better. Alright, sorry about that. Technical difficulties, because I'm poor. Ha! So, with it squared the way it's supposed to be, this is how big it is. Now this is not a standard CB radio. It's a pretty high-powered, fancy one with a whole bunch of different options. This doesn't really fit it very well, now does it? So, my plan here is to cut it right here and just put my screws here and something out here, maybe if I have it, you know, just maybe even just here and here on the inside, because the original screw is out here, but I'm thinking I need this screw here to be out here where this one was, this one here out here to where this one was, so that it'll fit the CB radio. Now before I go and put it in, of course, I'm going to line it up, make sure you know it's pretty close, it fits it nice and snug. Then I've got to go up, we got to go up to the truck stop and actually get the proper hardware, because I only have one of these, which attaches through here like this into the radio to hold it. I only got one of these, so I need a new set of these. I'll see what they have up there, something similar to this. The other thing I need is I also need to find and see if I can get antenna mounts, so I can mount the antennas on the bed right there behind the cab on the bed rails. But I want to do it right, you know, see if I can get it mounts with springs for a reasonable price. You know, I don't want to spend an arm and a leg for some mounts. We'll see what we can come up with for now, just to get this mounted in the truck. Let's get the grinder out, Let's cut this thing in half. Now, when using a grinder, you should always wear safety glasses. Don't try to be a Mr. Tough Guy. Do it without him. The other thing you should do, don't hold it with your hands. Don't be like me where I just about did. Walk over to the toolbox, grab something to hold it with. And if this doesn't work, we'll just go over to the bench vise. I've got one over there, but I just don't want to go over to it right now. So, now we have two halves so that we can scoot you back, rotate you. Oh, that is not what we wanted to do. Let's try that again. All I did is want you to face down here. Silly. Alright. Now we can take our radio, place it in like this. You would put your screw in the side here. If I can get these threads to start, goodness gracious, am I struggling. Got it! Just like that is where you're going to want it. Except for I don't think this one screws in there. It didn't seem to want to very well anyway. Oh, well, yeah, no, I was just being a weakling about it, and, you know, I didn't want to push it too hard. It screws in. Don't worry. Nice thing about this radio, it's got not one, but two mounting options for where you can mount it on both sides. I want it in the lower position for my truck because it'll sit up like this. And I want it at the lowest position down here, not up here, so that it sits nicely in the truck where I want it to. So it'll sit like this. We're going to go ahead, find a drill. I have to see if I have one charged. I don't know if I have a battery charged right now. But I want to drill a hole here and here, so that I can put self-tappers in the truck right here where I need it to be to mount it. Let's see what I got, otherwise we're going to have to pause the video and charge up some batteries here. And then in the meantime I could just run up to the store and grab what I need to. So let's see what I got. Yeah, battery is dead. So we'll go ahead and get this thrown on the charger over here. So that's on the charger now, so we're kind of at a standpoint. But right here, probably going to put them either here or here. I'll decide when I get the mounts for them, see what they look like, where they're going to line up the best. But it's going to, I have dual mounts or dual antennas with a dual antenna aux harness. I like to run dual antennas. You get better reception. They look better. Personal preference. That's just me. I like dual antennas. They look good, especially on an old truck like this. So we'll go from there. if I get a toolbox, because that is in the future, is to put toolbox on this with a air compressor. It'll be a 2-in-1 style air compressor, so it'll not only power air horns, which will be in the near future or some point in time, put air horns on this along with an air compressor, you know, just in general, so I can air up and air down my tires when I'm out on the trail and I need lower tire pressure for better traction. In the meantime, we're going to take a pause, let that battery charge up. I'm going to go up and see if I can get mounts and screws for that, and I'll meet you guys back here in a little while. Alright guys, so we're back at the garage here. So I went up, got a couple of these. They didn't have the exact mounts I wanted. Mounts are expensive, but I've done this before. I'll do it again. I want to do it now. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and drill a hole in the bed, and this comes apart right here in the middle, and it'll actually clamp down to the bed, and this will be our mount. In the future, I will get springs that go up here so they can wiggle if needed. Not always necessary, but being that these are 6-foot CB antennas, well, not quite 6 foot, they're like 5.5. So that's sitting on the ground. I am 6 foot, and it's at my nose. So these are 5.5 mount, 5.5 inch. Good Lord, I can't talk tonight. I'm so excited. 5.5 foot CB antennas. Holy cow! Why could I not say that? I did not find the screws I wanted, but you know, I think it'll be alright. I'm going to retake this because the tape's old. This one's got a little cut in it. It still worked fine, but it is cut. I've had these on several different vehicles. So, we'll go ahead, get the tape off. Let's see, I have an entire roll of tape. I don't really want to use a new roll. I thought I had. You know what? We're not going to waste. We're going to end up wasting time anyways, because we don't know where my tape is. I found it. Alright, we got This is what I was looking for. Sorry, wrong side of the camera. That. Never mind. Smacked it on the way out of the truck. I just smacked it against the tailgate and it works, so we're gonna go with it. Go over here. I'm thinking right about there look pretty good. So except for one thing, that's it. Nope, that'll work. I can do. I might be able to manage that. Yeah, I think I can manage that. We'll go ahead and I'll make it work. Goodness. Have faith in me. No. Just take the one that's already on here. My brain would brain tonight. We'd be alright. It's hyper, but it's just not functioning well. Although I don't think hyperness and trying to work ever go very well. Personal opinion. At least it doesn't work very well for moi. So I'm just mocking these up. When I actually go to put these in place, I'm going to put my wiring in first. I'm going to connect my wiring to the bottom side of this so that it's already ran, because how I'm doing it is a little bit unorthodox. But what's it matter if it works for a mock-up, right? Because like I said, it's not in place, it's not tight, it's just honestly just kind of there. I don't even know if this is actually going to work. Might actually have to put a couple washers in there for spacers. I think I'm going to have to put a spacer in here to make that work right. Yeah. Okay, so I'm about to lose that in the truck bed. I'm gonna go grab wires. It might actually not look too bad there. So they're tall, like all the way up there. Boop, 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 boop. That's what I want. I want some big, tall whips on my truck. And that's what we got. Let's go ahead and get this other side over here done, huh? Get the passenger side. So, I'm going to start off. Go ahead and clamp this on here. Get this old piece removed. Trying to do it in your view, but I keep going down below the camera here. Sorry. And yeah, I know, I should have got the right wrench. I didn't want to go back in the garage 20 times to find the right wrench and do that. I didn't want to, okay? I just, vice grip. Lockjaw pliers. It works. You ain't gotta have professional tools. We're doing this in a backyard in a driveway. Looks good enough to me. Ain't gotta go for perfection. Come on. Look, Austin, look at you. Hey, you guys forgot to tell me to drill a hole over here. Come on. You guys are supposed to be my team, my helper. What is going on? I'm just glad the drill still works. This country boy putting some big old whips on his truck. Yeah, I like the way that looks. Not everyone does, but I do, and it's my truck. Big old whips it is. Alright, whips are installed. Sorry, the light's reflecting. I've already got the wires hooked up. They'll be ran down through the bed, and I'll drill a hole in the center where they both meet up and put one hole in the cab that these both go through. And I will again use that nifty little guy there to make the right size hole. Hopefully everything just drills through. Then I've only got to do one hole instead of two holes right in the center behind the seat. Run it through right underneath the seat, because the CB radio will sit right there, right in front of the middle seat there. So we got that much done. Guess let's move on to that portion. Keep going at this. Why not? I'll be back in a little bit. I'm going to move all the tools, get everything situated, and I'll meet you guys inside the truck. It's a little bit of tight squeeze in here. We're going to try to make do with what we can. It is just a single cab, so things are a little tighter than you would think. That is where I want my hole lined up directly with the rear window. Okay, so I have removed the antennas, ran them through the inside of the truck there, through the hole, down through here, out through the sides. Now, nope. I was trying to be lazy. Alright, the wires, get out of here, light. You know, you're not helping anyone. Well, you know, I'll just, alright. Wires are ran behind the bed rail, between the cab and the bed. They ran inside the cab. I think we're going to call it a night tonight. It's late, it's foggy, it's wet, it's cold. I'm going to shut everything up. We'll be back tomorrow. Unless I decide to continue when I warm up a minute. But we'll see you then. So it is the next day. I have ran my power wire down through here. I've got it hooked up to the CB. I've got my antenna wires here. I did go ahead and test the CB. It does not work. Neither one of them though. When you turn it on, you get a boop from the speaker, but there is no squelch no matter what you do. And when you click, it comes on, but your reading doesn't work. So I believe the CB itself is bad. So there's not much I can do there. I have done everything I can. Tested both stereo or CB radios. Nothing works. I am not going to mount it. I'm probably just going to remove it. Stick the wires underneath the seat for now. Put those in the garage. You can send them off, get them repaired or whatever. We're going to just wait until I can get new radio and mic, and then I will worry about putting mounts in. But until I have a new radio and mic that works like it's supposed to, we're just not going to run them. Antennas do look good on the truck. Got those nice tall antennas going. I think it looks good. I like the way it looks, both from the front and the back of the truck. I like them. But for now, that concludes the CB radio install until further notice. We will catch you guys on the next episode of From Garage to Gravel. We'll see you later, guys.